Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Hey, thank you very much, Nabi and John Marcus. Thank you very much. Let's see. Let me do that thing. Hold on, I gotta do a thing. And then I gotta sing a thing. Thank you, John Marcus. Thank you, Nubby Earwiggles. Let's see, hold on, I'm gonna broadcast everyone. Where's that thing? Let's see. That do it? There we go. I use the admin channel. All right. Still waiting for people to filter in here. I should have my new favorite people in the world, Elgarion and Ravlox. I'd fallen behind again on the CS queue, and they are unburying me. I told them, like, you basically have to get therapy after going through some of the things that's in there. Let's see. I come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. You Catholic girls start much too late. Oh, but sooner or later it comes down to fate. I might as well be the one. Well, they showed you a statue and told you to pray. They built you a temple and locked you away. But they never told you the price that you pay for things that you might have done. You know that only the good die young. You might have heard that I run with a dangerous crowd. We ain't too pretty, we ain't too proud. We might be laughing a bit too loud, but that never hurt no one. So come on, Virginia, show me a sign. Send up a signal, I'll throw you a line. The stained glass curtain you're hiding behind never lets in the sun. You know that only the good die young. Oh yeah, I gotta start a raffle. And thank you, John Marcus, for my excuse to sing on camera. And thank you, Z of Silverdale. Thank you, guys. Let me get a prizing going. Not a prizing, you know what I mean. Oh, I still haven't turned off the snow. Why won't you turn off snow? Guys, a blue haze tonight. It's interesting. Let's see. What do we have here? That's one of the things the meeting or on Monday that we had that went long was talking about that. Oh crap, because Star's been busy. We've all been busy. We've been sick. We've been working hard. We totally forgot to add any new items to the store, do anything for the store, do any of that stuff. So we were talking about what new things. It's absolutely fabulous having a couple of guys who really play the game on the team, in addition to the others. Let's see. And thank you, Snugsy One. Let's see. I'm sure at some point here we're going to take these guys down. So let's do a couple of... I'll do 2 white reindeer for the first one. And I think Elgarion may be handling the prisoning for me. Is that correct? So we'll be doing 2 reindeer. But let me get those up. Let me get the giveaway officially started. 2 reindeer. It's funny, the reindeer thing just reminded me we're looking, because Maxine's in that phase where she's learning all the words and how to spell, like, the weird stuff. Getting to be a pretty good speller and reader. But all the different times when you have the, how's this spelled? And you spell it, and it's like, that doesn't sound right. That's exactly, or that spells something else. And just looking at reindeer reminded me of the wackiness of how we spell things. Reindeer. R-E-I-N. Let's see. Oh, and if you just joined also, you should know there is a sale I just turned on, a flash sale. This is partially because I'm too lazy and people get mad at me, so I'm trying to reduce the number of things you guys get mad at me for by, hold on, by trying to make sure stuff doesn't involve any interaction from me. That's probably not the right way to do that. I'm trying to get the window size better. That's totally wrong. Hold on. There is a new build up on QA. Yeah, it cuts off the side. I don't know why I'd never noticed that before. Anyways, there's a new build up on QA. Why? Who could that be? Bing, bing. And you're listening to the stream. I just heard you calling me on the stream.
Oh, really? Yeah, starting to look like myself. Cool deal. All set. And I've been ready to send out prizes too. And we dove into those support emails. And let me tell you, we've already done a ton of organization to that folder. So you'll be pretty impressed when you see them. We'll start diving into each separate cast category soon.
All right. And also, if any of them are shipping related things, just get them in that spreadsheet. We are, of course, on air, but you knew that. But get them in that spreadsheet and they'll get shipped off. Felicia's actually been keeping up with that.
Okay.
So, see someone saying soda rocks. All right, and the first prize, I was just going to draw 2 names and do the 2 reindeer at the same time. Well, let's see. Since you're shipping stuff out, I don't have to stand right here in front of things.
Oh yeah, no more staring at a mailbox or a wall. You can,
well,
screw around.
I'm sure I'll probably still do a little bit of that, but so I think people have seen. I've been trying to keep, been staying on Twitter and keeping things updated on Twitter, giving you guys a brain dump of things as I go along. But this has been a more than normal crazy couple of weeks for me, which today I think I have wrapped up now, which is the, oh no, I take that back. We have one more crazy thing to do. Our internal chat server imploded and we have no idea why. So we're, Ravlox and I are working on setting up a new one to replace it and migrating over the data. But the other crazy thing that was today that was, I got up before 2 o'clock this morning and worked until about 10:30. Trying to finalize finance stuff because I have to do reporting on a bunch of different stuff and got all that done. Woo! Because it's the 15th and that's when a lot of that stuff has to be done. So now I don't have to think about some of it for a year and I don't have to think about some of it for at least another quarter. So, but anyways, hopefully going to be getting back to work. I've already done some balance work that will be coming up, and of course whenever I say balance work, that means that somebody's going to be crying But hopefully everybody will be crying a little bit is kind of my usual goal on that. If you can't make everyone happy, then make everyone equally as unhappy. I'm going to have to cheat and fly through here. But anyway, so today I was going to pick up from the second half of the 2020 thing. And thank you, Soda Tioral. And thank you, I'm guessing that's House of Mangar that joined me. Oh, and hold on, I'm adding something to my little sticky list right now. Check in metal on metal slimes. I've had these things in here for a while, and I had always intended that they drop metal. That's part of why I put them down here in the ore mines down here in oh, somebody must be in here. Oh no, it's the big metal slime killing the little slimes. But that always been the intention, that it'd be like the augment for this part of the ore section. And let's see, but I can go ahead and let me talk about, get away from me, slime. Let me go over my post a little bit. Hold on, I gotta find my post. I'm not quite organized right now. This is when the color commentary guy's supposed to jump in and fill in the dead time.
Oh, right, yeah. So, guys, for support emails, we will be getting caught up on those. Actually, I even sent out a reply already today as we're getting all that stuff organized. In fact, if you haven't any 2 tickets, just as we're trying to get ourselves familiar with that inbox, because we just got access to it, what, an hour ago, 2 hours ago? And, but more and more will get caught up on it. Also, you can contact me, community manager here for Catnip Games, if you need something. On Discord, Elgarian4597, or just send a whisper or a conversation in the forums. But I also stream in the mornings, 8 a.m. Central, the latest is when I'm on, for about 2 to 4 hours. And as my capabilities expand more and more, I'll be able to help you live on stream with various things.
Awesome. Were there 4,596 other Elgarians before you got yours? Is that why you're 97?
I guess so. I
don't know how it picks those numbers. But anyways, I was just going to I'll talk a little bit for like 20 minutes or so here. Let's see, I'll do this first prizing at 2:15. And then at 2:30, I'll stop and just turn to completely answering questions. So I got 21 minutes to read off, go through the questions in the 2020 stuff. So I'd done the first half of next year in the last stream. So I was just going to do some of this now. Oh, holy cow, thank you, Zon. Let's see. Oh, and I think your microphone was low because I had your volume down low here. So I got you turned up, by the way, Elgarian.
Oh, and I just increased gain, so now it's probably like...
Okay, yeah, there we just double whammied them. Let's see. No, I think it's good now. I think it's perfect. Thank you, Zon. But anyway, so Q3, Q4 next year, and again, some of this stuff will probably move out, some of it will probably move in. Mounts are one of those where I've actually talked the team through it a couple times, and most people agree that it is not going to be as hard as some people feared. We will see, again, a lot of it is just the difficulty in dealing with the character, with hundreds and hundreds of animation states and upper and lower body stuff and dozens of sets of gear and trying to make it all look good, fit on the creature, different size characters, lots of buildings enter, all sorts of crazy. So it's not going to be trivial, but it's not going to be as hard as I think people originally thought it would be. So I think I've talked them off that fence now, and they are in agreement. Thank you very much, Zawarax. Let's see. So faction system. This is one that still needs a lot more design. Again, obviously, I think most people played UO and know some of that stuff. But we're actually working on something. When we get a little bit closer to it, we will nail down some of it. And I'll probably do a couple of these talks just on the faction system, so I can talk to you guys what I'm throwing. I can hear your feedback, and we can come up with something that is kind of a... We want to make sure it's not just PvP, that it's PvP and PvE friendly and helps both PvE and PvPers. But again, that's second half. Player craftable outdoor scene. So this is one I've talked about before as well, and this is another one that once I've talked people through it, it's one of those that when I mention it, when I mention on the team internally, of course, people immediately scream and bloody murder and say no way. But then once I talk them through it, it's not that bad. A lot of it is similar tech, shared tech to what we have in the dungeon. Obviously, there's some special cases, and we got to edge case a bunch of stuff, but it's basically going to be the same thing. When you look at a dungeon, how we implement dungeons right now, it's pretty much the same way as basements, and it uses the same system. So when you have a system, and which was the initial system that was basements, and then you expand on that and added another special case to it, which became dungeons. Once you've done that work to do one of them, adding second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, adding more and more variations on that becomes easier and easier. And that's pretty much what the outdoor system is going to be. When you go into a dungeon, your entry room is actually a scene in our terminology. Just like you enter into Owl's Head, that's a scene. Same thing, you enter into a basement, that's a scene. Well, in a dungeon, only the initial area is the scene. For the outdoor world, though, or for the outdoor craftable scenes, it's going to be a similar thing. You'll have a way to get into a outdoor scene that'll be a scene of some size that you can then go and do decorations. You can add encounters to. You can add, remove trees, do various stuff to it. Some of the stuff we're looking at earlier in Q1, Q2 area is the scene being able to modify terrain, being able to modify some other things. So some of that stuff may carry over to that as well. But the player craftable outdoor scenes will work basically like those, where there'll be an outdoor scene that may be a half-kilometer by half-kilometer scene. Some of the things will be different in it, though, will be rather than placing actual rooms, you've got the scene and you basically get to carve out what you want to be and what you want to make up the scene. For the encounters, rather than it being, you place a room, though, you basically are placing an encounter set that'll be, it's just like placing a large deck where you place it down and you got to get it green so it fits, and then it's there. And again, it might be a campfire is all it looks like when you actually are placing it, but maybe a campfire with a larger collision space that, then when it actually comes in, it's actually a campfire with bandits is what actually spawns there. Oh, cool. But you're actually placing the deco piece, and that's actually what goes there, and then that contains all the information in it. And those will share some of the similar tech again from Dungeons. But anyways, that one is honestly on the tech side. I think we could have pushed this into Q1 or Q2. The only reason I push out to Q3, Q4 is, again, our world builder overload, shortage on stuff. But, so anyways, and that it requires obviously some designer time. Another one this is one I've talked about a few times. This is one that, again, the goal is always, especially for the in-game players, is really episode 2 is about making sure in-game players are happy and feel like they're still, they're making progress and have stuff to do, is the perk system. This is one really aimed at the in-game player, but anybody can use it. But again, it's going to be a way, kind of an alternate advancement system. You've probably seen this in a couple of different games, but it will give you a lot of these little edge. It'll really be, rather than just adding new skills, it's going to be a little side system that will let you do some things. And again, some of the examples I had given were things like, basically a single point in the perk will give you, +1 to a resist of some sort. And then they get progressively higher experience. But again, they're easier to add, they're easier for us to balance, and they're just a kind of a side thing that players can progress on. And again, so we want to make sure you are feeling like you are making progress in some way, even if it's, small incremental progress. Let's see. Crafting system expansion. This is one that we've talked through a ton of stuff on it. I've got a lot of feedback from people like Elron and other people, but this is one we've Beads has committed we're going to sit down, and this will be another one where we have a lot of open design before this actually starts happening. So you can probably look forward to Q2. We'll be doing some open design sessions with you guys, talking through some things. and probably just same things on this stream. We know, I mean, you guys know of a ton of things that could be done to improve the crafting system. They're not all going to wait till Q3, Q4. Some of them are going to get done sooner. But this is when it's going to be a larger expansion that'll probably be, we'll probably go for a couple releases without any crafting expansion stuff and do the, you know, pile it up and actually get a big change out all at once. It's basically adding the whole new tier. Tamed pet progression. Again, this is one that Star is pretty passionate about as well. I know there's other people are out there, but it's just another way that people who are serious about taming can continue to get small progression, can have ways that they can advance. And this one is one that rather than you advancing and you spending experience, that keeping the same pet around for a long period of time actually advances your pet. And it's just extra information that'll be contained in the, hey, thank you very much, Griffler, and also Antrax. But it'll be contained in the necklace, you know, for the pet, and will continue to give more ways to advance the pet. Just make them, again, we're talking kind of the last little bit. Tame pets are already up there on the high power end. Let's see. Town resident chat channel and online list. This is another one that has come up a few times in various versions and discussions that is really about, and after this remind me to go do the prize, but it's really about more ways, the thing that keeps people in the game, that makes you feel like you're part of community, because that's really the big thing we always try to push, is making sure community is, you know, you have your guilds and you have your other type social groups. One of the biggest social groups we have in Shroud that's kind of unique to Shroud is just the concept of, you know, towns where everybody, you know, a lot of people in the town feel like they're part of town. So the town resident channel is basically just going to be a channel that will be for anybody in your town. So you can see, you can talk to other people in your town, even when you're not in the same scene with them. Because again, it really is kind of an extension. This is going to be just like all the other chat stuff. It'll be something you can opt into, or you can add, you know, just give you a way to keep up with people in your town. So you can just, rather than, you know, having them on your friends list and going and looking and trying to identify who are town people, if you want to, you can always just, you know, get on your town chat and, hey, anybody in town? But anyways, let me do the prizing. Try and stay on schedule here. You guys ready? This is going to be, I'm going to draw 2 names for 2 reindeer. 1 reindeer each. Also, if you're joining me late, I am trying something new here to reduce the amount of work that I have to do. And I'm holding up 2 fingers. You just can't see them. Except then that becomes an insult in some countries, so I need to not do that. But anyways, there's actually a 20% off crown sale going on right now that I'm going to turn off at the end of the stream. So get in there if you want to. That's rather than me doing the thing where I'll like, I'll give you a 20% bonus. Just save me the work and do that. But I will do my usual, if you upgrade a lot, I will let you get a third of that as credit towards the house, that thing. I'll put up something up. Let me do close the giveaway and do the pick a winner thing. Raffle, raffle, raffle. You guys are all in there. Here we go. I'm picking 2 winners. Winner number 1. Dave Dude M8. Dave Dude Mate.
That is Cleo Dude.
Really?
Yep, Cleo.
Cleo. See, you know these things.
Yeah, some of them.
All right, and then the second one is, we got Cleo and we got Buccaneer. All right, reindeers for everyone. Well, not everyone, but those 2 guys at least. Let's see. Let me slew. Oh, I haven't been back over here to see all the different stuff. Sanyo's done to my maze.
Uh-oh. These are heritage, and I can see where I can remove the flag, and I did, but they still won't let me drag it in as mail.
Here, I'll message you the command. I don't know why I have to message you. It's a GM thing.
It's not on the drop down.
Yeah, it's not the drop down.
Still in training.
You can do GM command ignore no trade true. think that's it.
Think
you're out of torment. Yeah. And then you can send them, even though they're no trade, you can send them. Let's see. Ignore no... Oh, it's ignore no trade restrictions.
All one word?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's space true. There you go. In case you mistyped it the first time, I just put it in there. All right. Let's see. Oh, and let me get another raffly thingy up here. Oh, the White Stone Castle wall set. See, I normally avoid sending that one out. I avoid sending out anything that has more than 10 items in it because I hate having to send multiple emails. But now you're doing it. So White Stone Castle wall. Anyway, so that's next. Let me get that going there. Oh, why did I bother buying it? Let's see. We'll do the reset because you guys like typing. White Castle wall set. That should come with the burgers. Open. Okay, now you can go. All right, let me get back. I'm going to do about another 10 minutes on reading over some of the Q3 stuff, Q3, Q4 stuff, and then I'm going to just go and dive into questions in the question sheet. I've seen quite a few questions coming in, and I've got tons left from last time. Let's see. So more in-game challenges. This is another one that I felt like I need to put it in somewhere. It's really going to be coming all along. Next, not this release, but next release is where you should see the first of those big in-game style challenges, which is really, again, going to be the, as someone called it, the Hall of Vaporware. But the Halls of Balance, which is the Challenge Dungeon 2.0, that should be out next release. That is, it will have challenge things that will challenge people and require more than one person to do it. You mark my words, it will. But that's really to help us balance things going forward, so we can figure out what in-game meets. Because again, you guys absolutely surprised me. It was from the last stream, Devil Cult. I called it Halls of Balance, and I said it like 5 or 6 times, and someone started calling it like Halls of Vaporware or something like that. But anyways, but that's to figure out what the actual balance is, which is why that's the first thing coming along. And that is, again, because you guys continually, like, I thought the Spider Queen would be pretty much unbeatable. Like, it would take a party of 8 or whatever. And you guys make it look like a piece of cake now. Okay, it's not a piece of cake, but you do make it look pretty easy. But let's see. Again, though, there's going to be some changes coming up this release that'll probably make that a little bit more challenging. Let's see. Mail system improvements. As I was just speaking about only being able to send 10 items in there, just really a lot of it is like such low-hanging fruit. This is one that I'm going to get some of this done sooner rather than later. I've been screaming I'm going to do it for a while now, so I'm going to just sit down and go do it. But it is just stuff like being able to right-click on an email and like reply to them. And if you have paper, just open the paper automatically if you're sending. When you receive emails that have notes in them, this is one that's huge to me. When you receive emails that have notes on them, don't make me take the note, put it in my inventory to read it. Like, let me read it, double click it without having to take the note out. Because that's, people are always sending me notes and it'll be like, Atos, read. I don't want to read because I'm going to have to click it. I've got 4,000 notes in my inventory at any given time. And then I've got to go find your note. So anyways, but mail system improvements, much needed. Those will be coming again. I expect a few of these will be things I get out sooner rather than later. Maybe I won't feel the urgency now that I have Elgarion here helping me with stuff, but
Yeah.
It was
Don't bother fixing it now, right?
Yeah, why bother fixing it now? You can do it for me. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But that is one of those things. What's the eat your own cooking thing? That's one that mail system is absolutely one of the ones I eat a lot of. Dealing with you guys, talking to you guys, and it definitely needs some love and improvement. So another one that's coming up is improved inventory filtering and searching options. So this is one that again is long overdue, but just having some simple syntax to the inventory filtering, being able to set up some stuff and having like check boxes rather than it being some fixed category type stuff. Being able to do, like right now, that's another one. This is one I deal with a lot too. Is I go and I like look for white stone castle and type white space stone space or white space cat, and I never get what I want. So anyways, having a way to do actual syntax, because there's a lot of available syntax parsers out there. We actually have a few in the engine. We just need to start using them in there and start applying it to searches for those type things as well. All right, I'm going to answer one or two more, and then I'm going to jump into questions. Oh, yes, and search reply. And another one is some way to do, this is another one that bites me. I saw Strider mentioning mail, yes, reply and search, yes. But the mail, being able to see what stuff you've sent. Not having a send history. Because I explain the exact reason why that I hate this and not being able to see what I've sent. And you guys probably have similar stuff too. Which is, for me it is, we do a Friday stream. Great, we give out a bunch of prizes, great. Saturday morning, and this is another one I don't need to fix anymore because I've got Elgary on. But Saturday morning I get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I get up, grabbing my coffee, half asleep, and I'm sending out prizes to 24 people or whatever. And like just in total zombie mode, and I'll forget. I'll like send, and I'm like, did I send him something? Because I can't even remember if I sent who I sent stuff to, and I get lost on where I am on my list of people to send stuff. And I can't even see like the last email I sent. I actually have had to go and like into our Cabana tools, into our game metrics tools, and go and search for what I've sent to see what I've done before. And you guys can't do that, obviously, so there needs to be much better tools for that stuff. Yes, and did I attach the thing, as Taiki said? That's another one I've done many times. I'm sure there's 5 or 6 people on stream. I've sent an email to them, and all they get is an email saying, "Grats," for me, with nothing attached to it. And it's because I like had a no trade item, I dragged it over and didn't notice, just doing the thing and then send it and no item in there. So yeah, being able to see what you received, what you sent, having some type of history. And again, we have all these artificially low numbers on it, so I'm going to go crank up those numbers too, because there's no reason we have to, we limit it to 10. Again, some of that I think is left over from, that's one I know I can do right away. Let me go do that. Kill limit of 10. I think this is one of those things that for a while when we were actually putting the mail system in, it was still when we were arguing over things like, you're going to wreck the economy, the regional economy, if you let them send more than 10 things. We got to make it as inconvenient and as painful as possible. Okay, so that's gone. So we need to kill out, like, that's another thing we need to kill the limit of. But anyways, I think that's enough. I'm going to do, Friday is actually going to be another talk. I have not heard from Star if he's going to be joining us on Friday. But we're going to be talking about 2020 stream stuff. Star is, in case you're wondering, I know he's doing the dance party and some other stuff coming up, but he's kind of crazy busy right now. This is the time of year South by Southwest is coming up, and he's trying to help a couple of friends with a couple of things on that. So he's he's always like triple duty, but he's quadruple, quintuple, whatever duty busy right now. So just until South by Southwest. All right, let me go over and check that stuff. South by Southwest, I think it's end of February or start of March. Let's see. Questions. Let's see. Okay, I'll start here on Neil Archer and work my way back up. Can we get the limit on salvaging items raised from 15? That's another one. I don't know why that limit is low. Yes.
Please.
Raise.
I've got about 2,000 salvage saved up, 2,000 items to do. I'm probably going to do it this weekend. Can I get done before then?
Yeah, I'll do it before then.
Oh,
I'm going to try.
That's awesome. It's kind of an odd number.
I'm going to try.
As opposed to the other one, which was 20 for the other one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it got there. Again, some of those things were just so you guys know, and again, giving some history for people out there who may be like, why are these stupid limits and rules and things in there? I think that was one that may have been in there with the intention of, let's make some of these things artificially low, and then at some point we'll give you some skills to help you raise it to be really high. We got step 1 done.
We did add in the batching for some of the refining stuff there.
Yeah.
That we do on the refining stations.
Yep. Let's see. Griffler, any chance we can get the Discord API integration again? I actually almost looked at that this morning. I don't remember the full details. I will get the full details on why we removed it. I know there was some, we had it in, I think people, at least people around, there were about 3 releases where we had Discord API in and working. And something in the API integration changed such that the guys who were paying attention to it, who were not named me, said that it's going to be an absolute huge pain in the booty to get it, to keep it working. And we yanked it. The reason I was looking at it this morning is because after years of no problems with it, we don't use, I know a lot of people out there probably use Slack, some people probably use Discord. We have an internal system that's just, it's basically the same thing as Slack. It's called Mattermost, and it has worked completely flawlessly. And for a year plus, anytime I've seen people on Facebook or whatever posting about Slack's down, the world has stopped, we can't do work anymore, Slack's down, I've like snickered. We got our own system, but it's also partially for data privacy and some other stuff as well. But and also so we don't have limits and we don't have to pay for it. But for some reason, out of the blue, night before last, it stopped working. So we're looking at that, but I was actually looking in Discord. Right now we're using Discord temporarily while we get that back up. We've got to get that back up, though, because a lot of our bots and stuff, our reporting stuff ties into that, so we can tell what's going on, and it just gets spit out to channels on there so we can keep track of it. We could set up the same type thing for Discord as well, which is why I was going to be looking at Discord API to see if that's something we could migrate to. We don't get all the benefits of it, but we do get some of them. Discord wants me to pay to use my own troll emote, or my own troll icon, emoticon, whatever it is. Oh, and thank you, Eric Rules, for the 100 bits. But yes, Discord, that's another one. Man, I'm getting a lot of things on my list today. Discord, why ain't no worky anymore? Let's see. The search for items in craft books is another one that already has a JIRA. That is a big one. And I'm not reading out the question. I'm doing a horrible stream job. Alex Danvers, Supercorp. Please make it so we can search for items in craft books. That's one that's been on a long time release. That probably should have been a big enough item on my 2020 list. Again, that 2020 list is not 100% of the junk we plan on doing. That was kind of the 100% of the big bullet point items. But there's a lot of smaller items that'll get done just along the way. And that's one of them that needs to happen. I know people are screaming about that. And that's one, actually, I've been dabbling in the UI stuff enough that maybe I can take a stab at doing it. We don't have to wait on Wizard Smoke, because of course I have so much free time. I'll put it on my list to go look at it. Search in recipe book. And again, there is already a task for that. I'll just look and see if I can figure out a way to do it quickly and move it up the list. Oh, Soda Tioral. Can we please have a change payment button at the top of the account page? I don't want to cancel my sub and resub just to change my credit card when it's expired. This is one I've mentioned it too. I see this happen. I know this happens a fair amount because I get the emotional roller coaster, as I mentioned. I get an email anytime, like, for stuff going through, and I get emails like when someone cancels their subscription, and I shed a little tear. Why would Tioral unsub? They resubbed. So I would love to have that too. That is one for Tassilo to look at. Right now we're dealing with some DNS, or he's dealing with some DNS stuff for us, and some a little bit of web stuff for us due to DIN DNS is what we used to use, and that's no longer. That's changing, so he's dealing with some of that fallout, but he should have some time free soon. Let's see. Z Silverdale, when you allow us to pattern artifacts, would it be possible to allow us to use the fairy belt to perma-shrink our characters? Some of us want to be that size in game always. Please, thanks. Smiley face. I don't know about that. We do need to have other ways to let you guys have that without having to use up a character slot. Again, that's one that is... I know some people do it for fun. Some people like it for camera, for streaming. It's one of those things, if you ever played... I hate mentioning the game, but if you played World of Warcraft, that's one of those things. It's a very interesting phenomenon that I think most people don't realize. As playing a tall creature, a tall person, versus playing a small person. When you play a small person, it feels like you were running like 100 miles an hour versus a tall person. It's kind of like when you're driving 70 for a long time and then you get into a 55 zone or whatever. Well, a 30 zone where you drive 55, whatever, however you drive. But it feels so slow. It's kind of the same things. You get used to moving at one elevation, then you do it at another, and it changes your perspective. I don't know, but yes, we do need to have some way that can happen. Maybe that's something we could just open up, some way that you guys can permanently shrink yourself. It may be a little annoying. We'll see. Because I say annoying because every single PvPer out there is going to be shrinking themselves immediately. Let's see. Lord Joliver. This is one. He says, I apologize if this has been answered before. My first time on stream. First time on stream. First time. Do we have like some type of... Where's my cowbell? I do have that cowbell around here. Maybe that's when I can give out my give out a cowbell.
Go off. We should probably just give out a prize.
If I were a competent streamer, I'd have some big thing I could do on there. But anyways, thank you for the first time stream. When will the maps of various towns, dungeons work again? The vast majority haven't worked for me for a long time. That is one that is on Q1, I believe, that we are basically reviving the old system and trying to improve it. The new system actually ended up being, although much faster, an insane amount of work and lacking in features. Again, basically, it was a... If the original plan had worked out as supposed to, it would have been a good idea. It did not end up working out as well as we wanted to. There's just too much random data in there. And honestly, a lot of the stuff we needed just wasn't going to move over in terms of management stuff. So we're actually working on opening that up to the player base. We're going to have some players, give them permission, just as we've been adding some player GMs in-game, giving them temporary permission. We're going to be giving some of the players the rights to manage that. In case you don't know the history behind it, that was actually originally Soda Maps, which is what we used to use in games where almost all the maps are covered. But Soda Maps was created and maintained by a player that we then acquired it from him and then use as our in-game map system. But now we're basically giving it back to the players so that you guys can continue expanding it. We will host the server. We will manage things, make sure nothing gets too crazy, and so we can do stuff like backups and keep it from getting too crazy out there. But we're going to turn that back over to you guys. But the initial thing is putting the initial version back in. Hopefully it will be as fast or faster. I'm going to evaluate why it was so slow before. Again, I believe it's just the tile resolution that we had it at before. But get it hopefully faster than it was before. Get it back to where it was before, which will bring back 90% of the maps and some extra data on them. And that is Q1. I don't think it's going to happen this release, but that's one. Again, I think as Elgarion has seen, I always talk about how like a million things to do. It's one of those things. I have so many things to do that I'm not getting anything done. That type of stuff. So it's been great having them on. But I think Ravalox and my stream buddy here, Elgarion, both are seeing what I'm talking about now.
Yeah. Scroll.
Yeah. But that will be Q1. That is a high importance to us, and I believe it's also fairly low-hanging fruit. Stonegate, not up to... Hollyhock, if you're on the stream. So maybe I should just get you directly in contact with Sanyo. He said that it has not been locked. Hopefully you know what that means. I believe that's when you make a change, when you make a request, like you have to actually do a lock. You have to actually like click some button in there.
You have to accept, make your changes in the form and then accept them. Yep.
Oh, Vino, I am in open, but I am also in GM Ghost mode. It's just really hard to see up there with the color. The colors in here. Let me get it so it's on a bright background.
I can actually show you on my stream tomorrow, Hollyhock, if you want me to show you the form and the lock button.
But anyways, and I will get that in. That's another one. Yeah, maybe in private. But anyways, I will get that. I will do a special build for that. I know you've been greatly neglected. Let's see. That's just trader spam. Let me get back to other stuff. Antrax Artec, are the Fall Bridge mobs going to get the deserve love in R74? Yes, that was another low-hanging fruit one I know you guys want. For those who don't know, this is something that's come up a few times. Again, if you don't go to the fall, you don't know, but it's an incredibly fun zone. There's also radios now in the bar if you want to go listen to radios. But the experience opportunities in there are pretty limited. There's not enough creatures. They don't spawn enough to keep up with things. This is becoming even more important now because also in Q1, in case you missed it, the attenuation is going to go away. So some scenes need to be brought down to a more reasonable level of sanity just by being made more difficult, not necessarily reducing the rewards, but increasing the risk and the risk-reward equation. Some need to be brought up. The fall is one of those that needs to be brought up. There's no scene, like the fall is the #1 scene in the game for deaths probably. And that's because there's PvE and PvP deaths. Let's see. This is a good one. I'm going to read it exactly how I wrote it. Zawirax. Comrades, let me ask you a question. Will the game have ads to attract new players? Google Translator. I'm guessing this is a Russian friend. So we do have some ads that are running right now. Occasionally I turn those up. Right now for the Christmas holiday, I had them set pretty low. Just because ads, anyone who's done ads over the holidays knows there's a lot of people trying to buy iTime. But it is about time to turn those back up. But again, it's not going to be ads where you're going to watch a Super Bowl and you're going to see ads for Shroud of the Avatars. I remember watching like when World of Warcraft came out and they were doing ads during the Super Bowl. We're not going to ever be that type of game. If you read the 2020 vision stuff, part of what I tried to make clear is we don't believe we can ever... We're never going to be the type game where we have so much money where it makes sense to pay for tons and tons of ads. We would much rather spend that money on development with a slightly smaller audience, continue to make the game better, and bring up the audience size by having fewer people leave and having more people come in, improving the reviews and the opinions about the game, improving our reputation, which honestly having guys, again, like continuing to plug them like Elgarion here, jumping in, who has a great reputation and joining the team, and also is now cleaning out the support queue. It's that type of stuff that really just nibbles away at the negative impressions of the game and the project in general. And then, again, continue to grow the game by adding some players, not massive numbers, but adding some players and having fewer leave is kind of the plan. Oh, and also, if you recall, we are doing a couple of cross promotions with other games, which were, again, these are games that have not yet shipped, but they're getting close, and we're going to do some cross promotion stuff with them. And as I'd said, New Year, maybe some games will actually ship. I missed it again. I was crossing my fingers. I don't think that's an insult anywhere to cross my fingers. Let's see. Can we get a separate utility hotbar keybinds? Currently, are a shift modifier of your combat hotbar. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, there's no reason that has to be shift.
Yeah, it does kind of keep shift hostage if you have both bars showing, where you can't do. It's definitely bound to you. You got the out of combat bar showing at the same time.
Yeah. So here's the one challenge with that. Again, this is some of those things people always ask us. Can you let me modify the behavior of the mouse? And anybody who has worked on that code or worked in another game on that type of system immediately will scream, no, no, hell no. And it's because there's always, some things have a lot more context. They're not as simple as that. In this case, it is, if we let you modify the numbers, you know, because right now if you hit 4 and you're out of combat, it does the bottom bar. If you're in combat, it does the top bar. I guess we could let you do it and make it... Yeah, I'm just trying to think what problems are going to come up with that, because it's not a single key. Like this button right here that you can't see, but that one right there, I'm not in combat mode. That can be triggered 2 different ways. One if you're in combat and one if you're out of combat. You know, because that's 1 if I press a 1, out of combat, but if I'm in combat. So I will need to think on that one. But it's again, it's one of those things that things are usually not as simple as they seem. Oh, and it's time for the second drawing. Let's see. You guys all raffled up?
And this was for the White Castle wall set?
This is for the White Castle wall and burger set, yes. Ooh, looks like a few people are taking advantage of my my special. Just checking while I wait for people to get their raffle in. Get your raffle in. House of Mangar wasn't in the raffle yet. Come on, noob. Oh, and Elrond, King of Elves, too. You guys know better. Just like raffle every 30 seconds. So the special is, I normally will do a special where I'll be like, you get 20% credit towards some other thing if you buy a crown pack, or I'll give you 2,000 crown item. And then I suck because I usually don't deliver it for 3 or 4 days and people freak out about it. I'm trying to remember. I think Alex Danvers, I think you were somebody who I forgot for a couple days. Sorry. But again, so today I'm trying something different. You know, since I'm the boss, I just went and did a quick sale and put the $100 crown on sale for $80 during the stream. Of course, I had people saying, do a $70 one. I don't think we're gonna do that right now. We'll see. I thought about doing 79 so we could say the biggest sale we've ever had. But then that sets me up because the next time we want to do that, we've got to do 78. Okay, let's do the winner. Let's see, click. Here we go, pick winner. We're just doing one of these guys. Skeggy Media, congratulations. All right, and since you guys are being generous, at least on special, got a few generous people out there, Zon and some others in the bit stream, but let's see, I'll give away something nice-ish for this last one. Let's see. You guys like the ends, I know. How you do a property deed? Yeah, let's do that. We'll do a pot village property deed. And I will draw that in 9 minutes. Pot village property deed. Bam. Open.
Village property deed. Okay, ready for that. And that's one of those?
Just one of those. I will draw one. That'll be the big winner for the stream. Let's see. I'm going to get back over here. I'm just going to answer a few more questions here. Let's see. Antrax Artac. Are puncture and piercing shot 100% armor ignore effects going to change for R74? If yes, how? I don't think that's on my short list of things to do for balance for R74. That is one that I think that can be a problem. That's one of those where it more affects, some specific build types. I'll look into it, but I don't think that's really, you obviously would know better about the PvP side of things, so obviously it's a problem for, at least for you in PvP. But that wasn't on my hot list, at least, so. If you say it is, let me know and I can take a look at it. You and Zol and some of the other serious PvP types out there can get together and talk it over and beat me over the head with it for the next 2 or 3 streams, and I'll take a look at it. Let's see, Waxman 007. Dun, 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 dun. Of course, that could be XXX man 007. But anyways, any news on the XP cap? So yes, so the goal is to have the attenuation lifted. I had planned on for R74 having it lifted for anyone who's level 100 or
You're not covering for me.
Oh, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm actually sorting support emails. Sorry. Got completely zoned into it. Oh, hey guys. How's it going? Sorry. Well, anyway, of course, guys, if you have any support issues, we'll see them come in as you need them. Support at portalarium.com. You can also message me on it. Discord, Algarian4597. You can also catch me on stream in the mornings, 8 a.m. Central at the latest. I'll be goofing around in game, demonstrating things, but also hopefully as I get more and more training on things, being able to tackle live CS items and even maybe volunteer to do some map building in front of you guys and other things. So yeah, I'm really, really, really hoping to dive into as much as possible. I'll never stop asking for training. But it looks like he's going to be gone for a while. So what do we talk about here? I know.
Stall!
Stall!
I was going to get I had popcorn just before I came on the stream. I think I had a stray kernel choking me.
Okay. But I just posted the 2020 vision post. If you guys haven't seen it yet, they're on the forums. And that's kind of what he's going through a bit today. And answering questions as well. Stuff coming our way, like scriptable NPC conversation, it's fun stuff.
Whew.
And I can't see the question list, so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still need to get that in a better shared format for people. I normally go and copy and paste up the questions that are good.
Yeah, I really like that idea about increasing the stacks of salvage we can do at one time. That'll be cool. That's a huge quality of life improvement.
All right, let me go to some of the newer ones here. Crossfire, Bug's Eye. Can get a practice target added as a craftable item. What do you guys have now? Is it only like a training dummy you can purchase, or what do you guys?
For the practice dummies, it's
yeah.
like an NPC pet. you craft it.
Oh, it is crafted?
It takes an NPC slot when you put it on your lot.
I kind of know why that is, because it is actually an NPC that respawns and, server has to do a tiny bit of work for it, but I wouldn't think we'd take up an NPC slot. Again, though, this is type of stuff. The real thing that's expensive for having those, like, other NPCs on your lot is just, one, a little bit of extra rendering. That doesn't take any extra rendering. And then two, the movement of things around. I've almost recovered here.
Serenia mentions the practice dummy cannot be placed in player dungeons, and I think back in the day, I don't know if that's been changed. It couldn't be placed on player-owned towns, just because you only have limited NPC slots anyway. But that's something Ravlox has been working. He knows how to make things placeable in POT already.
Serenia Maloran, that is so 2019, the whole you can't place them in dummies. If you go on QA, or place dummies in dungeons. If you go on QA right now, you should be able to place dummies in dungeons, pets in dungeons, other stuff in dungeons.
Oh, sweet.
I actually just went and fixed that this last week. Again, I went over the whole list. I've got a million things that I'm doing that I hate doing, like the build stuff and finances and fixing servers here and there, but occasionally I get to the point where I'm just like, I pretty much, and again, Elgarion's been seeing this, is sometimes my daily stand-ups is curled up in a corner crying in a heap, working on, profit loss statements or whatever it is that day on server or whatever. So occasionally I get to that point and I'm just like, F it, I need to do something that I actually enjoy, and I'll go and fix some of those things. So that was one of those I went and fixed that came up. So you should be able to place them in dungeons. R74 is, what is that? I thought it was like the very last day of the month, maybe.
I thought 30th. Today with Minerva it was 27th. Yeah. We were talking about that.
Release is 27th?
Let me double check.
That's a Monday. Are you new here?
I must be. Oh, no, we're looking at what when R75 is coming.
Oh, yeah, that's R75. Yeah, 31st or 30th for this month. Let's see. If I pick up my huge turkeys, thanks for reminding me. I've got to turn off snow. I've got to turn off the huge turkeys. Huge turkeys, small again. By the way, like all this crap that's on my list here today, I'm gonna get half of this stuff at least done tomorrow morning. I'm gonna rock.
There you go.
Get up all fired up, like woohoo! No finance reports, no server stuff to. Oh, I do have one server stuff to fix up, but Ravlox is helping me with that. So let's see. House of Mangar, can we have the learning bonus continue beyond 100 as long as the 10 level or teacher is 10 levels higher? I didn't know it didn't continue beyond 100. I will check into that. I thought it did.
So like a greater Grandmaster can still apprentice a lesser Grandmaster?
Well, I thought Grandmasters could apprentice other Grandmasters. Maybe we do check for that? I'll see how that works. That feels like one of those things that y'all have to check. If the check is on the server, then it's probably going to be some extra work that I'll probably just say meh. But I know the bonus is applied on the server, but the don't give me the bonus may be applied client side. Some of those really simple, pointless things we do, client side and don't care. If it's on client side, that won't really impact anything, and I can look into it. I can look into fixing it. It won't, cause any extra performance problems. Let's see. This is one I've had asked a few different times. Oh, and I think may have been from Zol. I mispronounced. I'm supposed to intentionally mispronounce it to say fizzle every time I do it. Can you restructure the skill ranking system to include 1, novice, 2, apprentice, 3, journeyman, 4, expert, 5, master, 6 Grandmaster and have them at 20, 50, 80, 100, 120, 150. We talked about doing, 100 is Master, 120 is Grandmaster. We hadn't talked about 150 being Grandmaster, but I know there's some people who are up there. And we do need to have some recognition beyond that. Again, targets for skill, we didn't want to have skill caps. And you guys always far exceed our expectations. Although I've been looking at as I go through some of the metrics, looking at things, trying to figure out who I should be watching to figure out combat stuff and combat balance. You guys play a lot. I mean, there's guys out there with, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 hours played. So you guys play a lot. So not surprising that you're a little higher on a few things than we originally expected.
Yeah, I'm like at 5,000. I feel like a noob.
I see Griffler say nerf Mac. What if I told you Mac wasn't the highest level person? This only came up because we had that the honeypot exploit that we left in there. And I had to go do a bunch of sanity checks to make sure, and I found the 2 guys right away who had used it. Yeah, Mac still may be the best at a lot of stuff, but I think he wasn't the highest, because I remember seeing that, and it's like, oh, looks like we got a cheater, and it's like, huh? No, I'm not seeing anything. He's dying here. He's so there's, and the hours played were crazy. So there's some competition out there for you, Mac. Just saying. Let's see. Alex Danvers Supercorp. Will you be making it to where... Oh, is there a puppy? Oh, that's another keyboard. Oh, disappointment. Will you be making it where you can search for an item in vendors and games? Like, say I'm looking for gold, or go to the town crier and vendor search. This is a really hot topic if you saw the forum threads. I initially had said, no, I wasn't planning on adding it, but I'll probably give players tools so that they can add it in Lua, in probably this release or next release. And players, immediately were like, no, you should just add it in the game and do everything. And then I was like, well, I thought players didn't want that. I was just a side effect of some of the stuff I was adding, that they could create tools that would let them do this. But then it turned into a preheated, there's some strong opinions out there as to whether or not there should be a global search, global option, or whether it should be a town search or that type of stuff. So,
yeah, there's a lot of different opinions on that I've seen on the forums.
So yeah, and it's one of those things too where everybody has a different opinion and they feel very strongly about it. So
yeah,
again, the thing that I will add that will enable enterprise and players to do it, if they want to, is I'm adding the Lua API that's on that. Again, that probably won't make R74. That'll probably be early R75, or maybe during the patch week for R74, like the lockdown week. But is to add a Lua interface, so when you go to your vendor, you basically will get as the items get sent from the server, you'll get a dump of those things too, and you can catch those and generate a list, output your own list if you want to. So you can write out stuff to text file, write out stuff to an Elasticsearch server, however you want to do it. Or Fallout from nose stuff, or from choking stuff. Oh, and it's 3:05, and I need to go get a baby. So let me do this last giveaway for the lot. I will turn off the crown sale here in just a few minutes. But you guys should make sure you're raffled up, because that's free. Again, another one of those things we have coming is, besides crown sales, we need stuff in-game. As we've seen in the past, it's one of those historical things. This is my stalling time to give you guys a chance to raffle up. But when we do the crown sales, we get this spike in purchases, but then we get this fall off because people don't spend them. People spend a little more when there's a crown sale, because you kind of have that money burning your hole in a pocket psychology. But we need to have more things to encourage more buying crowns and spending crowns when you got them. So there's going to be one new thing coming up is going to be, oh, and the upgrade sale worked really well on that too. But having the rapid sale stuff, that will be probably R75 though. But the on sale list, having it so this on sale list changes like every hour or every 2 hours, and just doing that like for, you know, rapid file sale weekend or something like that, and having it going all weekend long. So you know, I know some people are like sit and wait for it to update to see what's on sale and get excited about it. And we've had
that'll definitely be cool.
Yeah, and occasionally, again, because I watch numbers all the time, occasionally I've seen like that's weird. We had like a Wednesday, and Wednesday is normally, actually, for whatever reason, Tuesday is usually our worst day of the week. Thursday is our second worst day of the week. Wednesday is usually not bad for some reason, but we had a Wednesday that was a really good Wednesday, like better than like a Saturday or Sunday normally was. And I went and looked, and it's because I think it was the turreted city home or whatever that is. The turreted city home went on sale, and people bought like a bunch of them. And there's another time like the vendor went on sale. The tax-free vendor went on sale or something, and you know, we get those spikes. So you guys do like the sales, so that'll be one where we'll give you an opportunity to spend some money. All right, let's do the giveaway, and then I am going to go get a baby. She is 5 years old, by the way. Not a baby, but she will always be my baby. All right, you guys ready? Closing the giveaway. Picking a winner. Shade Bedlam. Do you know Shade Bedlam?
I do not. Shade Bedlam, I need your in-game character name.
All right. Congratulations, Shade. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on the Wednesday stream. We will be doing a Friday stream. We'll have at least a couple devs on there. I just don't know who the devs are going to be yet. Maybe I can lure that elusive Wizard Smoke or somebody, or maybe List can get back on the stream. List actually seemed like he was finally healthy again. He may not be on stream here. He's got some moving stuff going on. That he's going to be moving, fortunately, only within his own apartment complex, but I was just at his house, and he has a lot of stuff to move. He said, I can do it in a day. It's like, I don't think you're doing it in a day. But I think that may be coming up here shortly, so he may not be on this Friday stream. But I think that's it, guys. Let's go pick somebody to raid. Or actually, partner, do you want to pick somebody to raid?
Yeah, let me see who we got here. Let me get it up on the screen.
Shade_Bedlam is Shade Bedlam.
Yep, I already got the. Let me hit send on that too. That is sent. And who do we got up right now? So we've got. Looks like we've got 3 streams up ourselves. Look, House of Mangar Theater, a Crispy Car. So it looks like Zol's the lucky guy.
All right. Can you do the raid on your? Or do I need to type it?
Unless I'm logged in as you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know when you're right now you're thinking about, I got to type that whole name, house_.
Yeah, I'm not typing it.
Mangar.
No, I'm going and opening up Twitch and copying it.
Yeah.
All right, Fizzle. We are coming to see you. Oh, I see. You're in Tartarus too there. Guys, again, thank you so much. I will leave that sale up for just a little bit longer. I'll probably wait until I get back from the bus stop picking up my daughter. And then I will turn that off. And that may be something we start doing on some of my streams occasionally. Oh, there's my bus alarm going off. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Elgarion, for not just helping me out on the stream, but all the stuff you've been jumping in and doing.
Hey, my pleasure.
Dan, you haven't been running away screaming yet. Again, seeing how some of the sausage is made. That's some of it can be a little rough, especially the diving into the support stuff. Man, I warn you, it can be ugly in there. But again, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you in game. Look forward to a patch on Friday. Holly, if you can get your thing locked, do it, and we will get that out by Friday. If you can't, contact me, and we'll figure out what's going on, and I'll just tell him, do it. I don't care if she's locked in or not. He, she, I don't even know. But anyways, guys, let's go raid. And off